Hello students. So students, in the previous class in the chapter that is motion and measurement of distances, we had discussed the measurement. And in the measurement, student, we have seen that for measuring any of the length there is a unit, and that unit should be a standard unit. So on the basis of that we can say that the standard unit of the length is meter. Already we are knowing that why there is a need of a standard unit, because the unit value of the unit is the it should be something that should not varies from place to place or from person to person. And for that the unit which do not changes from place to place, we use a term for it, and that is known as the standard unit. So standard unit is a unit which remains same, which remains fixed at every place and to every people. Now the length unit is meter, and if we see meter, it is represented by small m. Likewise, if you see the SI unit of any other component like that of the time, so we used to write for time the unit is second, and we used to mention the second by small s. Okay, so time is measured on second in second, not in the hour or in the minute. Although it is also hour and minute is also there, but the standard unit is the second only. If suppose we have to measure a mass of an object, so what will be the standard unit to measure the mass? So that is a kg. Kilogram is that is the standard unit with the help of which we used to measure the mass of an object. Now we have seen the conversion also, that 1 meter is equals to 1000 millimeter, or 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter, or 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. And this we had done with the help of the prefixes. What are the prefixes, students? Prefixes are the word that we use before the standard unit, before the SI unit. Okay, so SI unit is meter. So if suppose we will use a word before meter, that is kilo, so that will become kilometer. If we use milli, so it will be millimeter. If we use centi, so it will be centimeter. So what it will going to change? Yes, it will going to change the value. Either it will makes the SI unit more or large value, or it will makes the SI unit as a smaller value. Okay, so using the kilometer makes it 1000, so ultimately it is increasing the value, so it makes the value a bigger value. While using a centi or the millimeter will makes its value lower, because in centi it will become 1 by 100 and in milli it will become 1 by 1000. So automatically the value will become smaller. Okay, now okay, so one is there which increases, which is there for a bigger value. So if we want to measure the distance of two cities, so distance will be very much. So in that place, a student, instead of using the meter, we will going to use the term that is kilometer. If we are measuring a very small object, so we will use the smallest one, that is the millimeter. And if we are measuring any box or a pen, so we will going to use the centimeter. Okay, if you are measuring a table or a chair or a bench or a blackboard, so instead of using the kilometer, we will use the meter. So according to the situation, according to the distance or type of a length, we use either kilometer, meter, centimeter or millimeter. So these are the different measuring methods or different measuring units by which we measure that of the length. Likewise, students, you can see in case of the mass also, that if suppose if we are saying for the mass of an object is kilogram, you can also measure it into the gram. Okay, or you will also use into the milligram. But most of the time this is the standard unit, so we use kilogram to measure the mass of an object. Okay, so I hope you all have understood that what are the different techniques that we are going to use to measure the measure the length of an object. Now the next one is length measuring device. Length measuring device. What are the different length measuring devices? So for measurement we use either a tape. A tape is used, students, which is a kind of a meter scale, or a ruler is also there. Ruler is also there, which is made up of a plastic or wood, or it can be of a metal. Okay, so these are the different kind of measuring devices with the help of which we use to measure any length. It can be a straight length or it can be a curved length. So we can write with that the various types of devices which is commonly used for measuring length are meter scale, and measuring tape. Either it can be a meter scale or a measuring tape. Let us start with the meter scale. So meter scale is what? Which is made up of a metal, and it is a kind of a scale which cannot be bent easily. So if it cannot be bent easily, so this will be used for measuring a straight path, right? So at first we will write for the meter scale. Meter scale, it is made up of metal, and cannot be bent. Okay, made up of metal and cannot be bent. Ruler. So the rulers made up of plastics, rulers are there made up of plastics, wood, metal, these also cannot be bent, so it cannot be bent. Okay, so meter scale is there, so it is made up of a metal basically, and it cannot be bent. While if we talk about the ruler, the rulers are also made either of the plastic, of wood, metal, and the same thing here like that of the meter scale, that it cannot be bent easily. Now the next one is the measuring tape. If we talk about the measuring tape, however, measuring tape, it is made of flexible material. And if it is made up of a flexible material, it means it can be bent easily. So we can write it, that is, it can be bent easily. Okay. So we can say that measuring tape is there, student, and measuring tape and meter scale and that of the rulers. These all are what? These are the different kind of measuring devices to measure a length. And if you see the property, you will find that they both are made up of a metal or a plastic, and they cannot be bent easily. But if we compare this with that of the measuring tape, we will find that it is comparatively flexible, can be bent easily. So it is used for the distances which is actually here, or it is used to measure the length of a curved object also. Next one is that, okay, we are having the measuring tape, we have understood how to find the measurement, we have understood how to convert it, how to do the conversion process. Now the question arises that how we are able to measure a straight line and a curved line. Okay, so if a straight line is there, so with the help of this measuring tape, how we are able to measure the straight line, and what kind of a technique that we are going to use to measure a curved line. And the reason to using the technique, because the curved line is not easy to measure. Okay, because it is a curved object, so it is not very easy to measure like we can do for the measuring the straight line. Okay, now see, length measuring devices are there. How to measure a straight line. Measuring straight line. What are the different points? What are the different methods by which we can measure it? So, if the object is a straight one, it is very easy to measure it, students. For that, either we can use the meter scale or we can use the measuring tape. Because you know that the measuring tape as well as the meter scale, both of them are there to measure a straight path. For a meter scale, you all are knowing that it cannot be bent. So if it cannot be bent, it means it is very good for measuring a straight line. Measuring tape can be bent, means it is flexible, but it does not mean that it will not going to measure a straight path. So for a straight line, for a straight length, we can use either that of the measuring tape or the meter scale. Okay. Now, if the object is straight, if the object is straight, then either measuring tape or meter scale can be used to measure length of that particular object, Okay, now you see, student, how you will going to measure a straight path. See, now suppose if you want to measure a table, So what we will do, either you will use the measuring scale or the measuring tape to measure the length of a scale. Okay, if suppose you want to measure the length of a blackboard or a whiteboard, so with the help again of that of the meter scale, which cannot be bent easily, so it will be very easy for us to measure the straight one with the help of the meter scale or even with that of the measuring tape. What will happen if suppose the body is not a straight but it is a curved one? So if it is a curved one, so instead of using that of the meter scale, we will prefer to use the measuring tape. You have seen that the tailor, while taking the measurement of your stomach or your chest, or waist, so they used that of the measuring tape, and with the help of that they find the length of your waist or your chest. Okay, so if the object is round, if the object is round, then we use a measuring tape to measure. Okay, we use a measuring tape to measure the length of the object. Measure the length of the object. Okay. So we can say, an example students, the tailor use measuring tape to measure the length of chest and waist. So we can say that the measuring tape can be used to measure all things. Now you see here students, we have seen here two things. Either if you want to measure a straight path or if you are measuring that of the curved line. Okay, so we will going to use that the measuring tape or the meter scale here. Now if we talk about the ruler, we also know that the ruler is also there, and which we had discussed. The ruler is there to measure a very small distances, and it is made up of a plastic students and available in the market. So it is not going to use for a long distance. For that we can either use a meter scale or the measuring tape. Now one thing that we should take care of, that we will not going to use the elastic measuring tape, because the elastic measuring tape will stretch itself, and ultimately it will not going to give the exact length of the two positions or length of a distance. Okay, so we can say that instead of that we should use a measuring tape, a simple measuring tape, not a elastic measuring tape. Now we have understood here how to measure the length of the object with the help of the meter scale. Now what we have to understood, and that is the precautions that we should use while measuring anything. If you are measuring anything, we should remember to use the precautions also. Okay, otherwise your measurement can come out to be wrong. Okay, so what are the different precautions that we should take to measure anything? Now see here, the precautions to be taken while using a scale. Precautions. What are the different precautions? So the first precaution is, students, that the reading which we are going to take of an object, we should keep the scale to the right end of the object, and the scale should touch the object. Okay, so we can write it that the scale should be placed, it should be placed to the right side of an object. So if it is an object, we should take the scale and keep it at the right side of the object. We will start from the right side of the, or any side of the object. So instead of that, we can also write that the scale should be it should be placed or should be kept at the side. Should be placed at the side of the object. The side of the object. Okay, it should be placed at the side of the object which we will going to measure. It is to be measured. Okay, so scale should be placed at the side of the object which we will going to be measured. Now, it should also touch the object. Okay, so we can also say that it should also touch the object. Okay, it should also touch the object which being measured. This is the first thing. The second important thing that we should take care of, that while reading through the scale, while seeing the measurement, we should always keep our eye vertical to that of the object. We should always see the scale vertically above, because if you are seeing it from any of the side, it will going to give the wrong reading. Okay, so while reading the scale, I must be placed vertically. It should be placed vertically above the scale mark being red. Scale mark being red. Because if the eye is not vertically above, if it is not vertically above the scale mark being is from where the scale mark being red, then it will be, or it may give a wrong reading. Okay, then it will, then the reading becomes wrong. Okay, so we can say that if an object is there which is checking the reading the mark on the scale, we should always keep the eye vertically above to get the correct reading. Then the next one is, the third one is that if the scale has a damaged zero mark, so we will start reading, or we will start taking the reading from 1 centimeter and finally finally subtract the 1 centimeter from the reading, from the actual reading that we get from the scale itself. So we can say that if the scale is having damaged zero mark, then measure the object starting from 1 centimeter, mark of scale, and then subtract 1 centimeter, then subtract 1 centimeter from the reading taken. These are the precautions that a person should take while taking the while measuring the length of a particular object. Now you see here students, first of all we should keep the scale at the side, and then we should start reading, we should start taking the measurement of the length. The second thing, while reading the measurement, we should always keep our eye vertically above so that we can get the correct reading. Instead of taking from the sides, we will get the wrong reading. Then the third one, that if the scale is having zero error or zero mark as damaged, then we will start with the 1 centimeter and then subtract it from the actual reading. So if suppose if the zero is if there is a problem with the zero, if the zero mark is damaged, and we have started with the 1 centimeter from that of the one which is marked as a 1 centimeter, and when we take in the reading, it comes out to be the 8 centimeter. So total 1 to 8 centimeter we find the distance. So ultimately what we will do, we will subtract the minus 1 through that of the actual reading, and then we will get the value, that is 7 centimeter. So you can take it from anywhere, but you should subtract it from the initial so that you will get the exact value. So this was about that how you will measure, or what are the precautions that you will going to take if you are measuring a object, length of an object. Now if an object is given to you and that is curved, so how will you going to measure that object? Okay, now see. Measure length of a curved line. Measure length of the curved line or curved object. Okay, so if we want to measure the length of a curved object like that of a wall, so for that, what we are going to do, we will take a thread, student, and keep it at a point on the object. Okay, and there we will put a knot. Then we will start measuring from by keeping the knot at that particular place and taking the thread without pulling it, without pushing it, or without making it a loose ball. We will take a proper measurement by pulling it to the all over the body to the other end. So finally what will happen, we will get the overall area, not the area, but yeah, we will get the surface, the length of the surface of that ball. Now we are having 2 points. The first point from where we have started the thread, and the second point when we have taken to the last to the same point again. Okay, so that the 2 points, now we will take it, and with the help of the scale we will measure it, then we will get the length of the curved line. Okay, so first of all, tie a knot with a piece of thread. With a piece of thread, keeping the knot at a place, and move the thread all over the curved object, and finally get another point on thread. Now measure the length from the knot to the other point on thread on a scale. We will get the value here. Okay, so likewise, first of all, if this is the curved line, so we will going to take a thread and keep it here by with the help of a thumb or with the help of the forefinger. We will going to place it at a, we will keep the knot at a place. Then we will take the thread and we will move the thread all over the curved, and finally when we will come to the same place, then we will what going to do, we will take the thread or we'll make a point on the thread. Now the knot and the point on the thread, when you measure it on the scale, you will get the value of the distance of the curved object.